Doing fine.
Good, good. How are you?
I'm well. Apologies about the delay. My little girl had an emergency at school.
Oh, is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine. I just had to pick her up. She had a little nosebleed.
Aw.
She is okay though.
Aw.
Good.
Appreciate it. Let me see. Get my camera set up here.
Okay.
How's that for everybody?
That's good. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good?
we can see it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Turn this water off.
Okay, so we are going to finish this painting up from last week. We started. We have our base coat laid down. We went over clouds. We started our clouds up here. I'm actually gonna highlight these clouds a little bit more with some white. And we're going to, let me get 1 second.
Aaron, we have a new in-person student today, Arthur, joining us.
Oh, nice to meet you, Arthur.
Around.
Hope they can see me okay in there. So this was we're actually recreating this this painting I did a while ago. So we're gonna finish what we have from last week up today. Put our foreground in. So we're gonna be working with the same colors: white, titanium white. This is a cobalt blue I have, mid yellow or lemon yellow, brown, any type of brown you have. I'm using burnt umber. If you have a burnt umber, that'd be awesome.
Arthur, is that better for you? Yeah. Okay.
And we're going to be using a tad bit of black today as well. All right, so right now I'm going to work on bringing my sky back a little. I'm gonna put a little glaze on this sky because I want to brighten the sky up a little bit from the clouds. And then again, we're gonna highlight the clouds and we're gonna start dropping in our landscape and kind of tighten this water up a little bit. Okay, so right now I'm starting with the sky right here. And again, I got my base color down, so I'm going wet over dry right now. So I'm going right over this. And I'm gonna moisten my brush pretty good. So I'm really moistening my brush to load it up with some paint. Now I'm gonna mix a little bit of blue with white to make a baby blue for the water. And you don't want to mix it completely, kind of like leave some paint. Don't mix it up totally. Just kind of put them in the same area and just load it in your brush nice and loose without mixing it. And you're just gonna go back and forth over the water here. Going back and forth. And I'm working on a 20 by 16 canvas. So I have to paint a little bit faster. I'm not sure if any of you bumped up in the size yet, but I'm doing the same thing you're doing. It's just different proportion. And again, we want to leave that white reflection. We can always bring that back with some white paint. But remember, we want that middle area to be light.
You disappear.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you disappeared. You're
That
back.
better? Sorry,
Yep.
I got a
You're back.
Yeah, just back and forth. Now I loaded a little bit more white in this one, so I'm gonna keep this light here in the middle with my white. And I'm going over my reflection here. Now I can see that water really start to simmer in there. Now I'm going to start dropping in some landscape here. So we're going to drop in our sand. To do that, I'm going to take some white, some of my brown, and just a corner of yellow. And we're going to mix that up really good, nice and flat. So we get a nice brown, light brown, tannish tone for the sand. And we're just going to drop that in right in over this water. Dropping that right in here. Okay, now I got my sand mark. Now I'm just gonna keep this brown coming right on down. We're gonna cover all of this up. Now this is when we have fun. You can mix right on the canvas here because we already got this pretty bright yellow. It's gonna bleed through this tan that we're putting down. It's gonna give us nice natural shadows. So I'm just mixing white and brown with a tad bit of yellow to get this tan. And I'm just laying it down right over this yellow. Nice and loose. Keep your brush flowing. You can start seeing little things starting to happen with shadow and little light in the landscape that we're laying down. Covering all of this up. Okay. You can see I'm kind of mixing red on my canvas here. I'm just pulling in white, brown, yellow, and mixing right on the canvas. And like I said, you'll see natural little divots and little crevices and stuff starting to come through, make it really look like ground. Okay. Okay. I'm almost to the bottom. And again, let your brush, make sure your brush is moist and it's flowing nice and steady. You don't want to, if you feel like your brush is sticking and your paint's not flowing, then you need to moisten your brush with a little bit more water. It should flow on just like warm butter. Should be a consistency right now. And again, I'm just keeping my brush moving. I'm really putting pressure to the canvas, sliding this paint back and forth, kind of playing, letting it play around with each other all over the place. And you'll create these illusion of depth in the ground there. Okay. All right. Okay. So now I want to take a clean brush, or you can use same wide brush, clean it off really good if you don't have another one. And now I'm gonna come highlight this sky just a little bit. And we're gonna highlight some clouds. So this is my yellow sky right here. So I'm gonna go back to my yellow. And I really have my brush really moist because I want to almost glaze this yellow over here. So I'm really fading this yellow up into the blue.
Aaron, did you put more yellow paint on there to blend it?
Yes, yep. I literally have a hint of yellow, and really moisten my brush with water.
Okay,
So yeah, basically I'm just light glazing it on there over top of everything. Go back and forth, and I'm just pulling it. I'm going back and forth, but I'm also pulling it up toward the blue sky. That's already should be dry. So you see it start to blend in really nice. So you can't really tell where it meets. Okay. And now I'm going to come down, and I'm going to go right over top of this water a bit with this glaze, just to reflect it in the water. So now we got our bright sky. We got the clouds, some clouds up in here. I want this sun to be a little brighter, stand out. So I'm gonna come back in with just pure white on my brush, and I'm gonna go over the sun again. Just wanna go over that sun with pure white. And it should pop back out for you. There. Okay. And then again, pure white. And I'm just gonna come down here under and put a couple of water lines in here. Just keep my brush flat, horizontal, and I'm just going back and forth under the sun. And drop your water line. Okay.
I have a question, Aaron.
Yes.
So the yellow glaze that we're putting on the water, is that on all of the water or just near the
Just
reflection?
top. I'm sorry. Just near the
Just-
top reflection. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, totally your call. If you wanna, put more of that glaze and reflect some more spots, that's totally fine. I just stopped at the top there. But that's totally your call. Either way you do it, just remember to keep your lines going horizontal with your reflection, and you can kind of spackle that glaze in the waves if you really want to. You can play with it, have some fun. It wouldn't hurt. So I want to pop these clouds a little bit more. So I'm gonna take my white here, get my brush really moist. I got pure white, and I'm just gonna come up here and just highlight these clouds a little bit more. Just really light. You want to fluff it. Just using pure white and just fluffing some highlights in. All right.
Yeah, it's easier to see the screen.
You interested in the second booster?
Okay, now we're about to come in and start our fence line.
I got a rash. Yeah, but I got three. I got two, one. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna go to small brush. I'm gonna start this fence, our little fence. So you're gonna need black now. I'm loading black on my palette. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take my brush now, keep it horizontal. I'm gonna load black on it. And I'm gonna come from the right, or you can start from the left, but we're gonna cross our canvas right in the middle of this sand right here, just like this. Doesn't have to be a perfect straight line. We're just gonna cross it over, nice and solid black. Okay. And now we're gonna take my brush now, and I'm gonna hold it flat, vertical, and I'm gonna come down over the line. And you'll see a fence pole start to happen, like one of those old wooden wire fence poles. And we're just gonna keep doing that, making our poles. And I'm just using solid black. And they don't have to be perfect. You know how those dune fences at the beach, sometimes they're like got that old light wood, it's kind of beat up. So it's okay. It doesn't have to be a perfect straight line down. Okay. Just trying to fill these gaps with fence posts. Let's have another guy here. Okay, so we got our fence. And now I'm gonna just take my black, take my brush flat horizontal, and I'm just gonna come in and make another wire going through this fence here. Just to indicate a little wire going through. Yeah, we have our gate post. I'm just going over my black fence here. Now, just to add a little add a little dimension in it. I'm just gonna take a little teeny bit of brown of my tan that I mixed up for the sand. And I'm gonna just come in here and just kind of highlight parts of the fence here. Make sure more room. Okay. Okay. So I'm mixing more of this light tan up. And again, I'm keeping my brush nice and flat. And I'm just coming on, depending on the pole. If the pole is on the left, you want your highlight to be on the right because our sun is in the middle here. So I'm gonna just throw some highlights on this side of the wood because our light's there all the way down. Just kind of tap it on there. I'm gonna put some on the top. Highlight that top of the pole, fence pole. So now moving on to my poles on the right side. So our highlight is going to be on the left because our sun is in the middle. So I'm coming right here on the left of these and highlighting them. And these fence poles, they should start to really pop out at you. This one in the middle, I'm just gonna highlight it on both sides. Okay. Where is it? There we go. So we got a little sunlight with some clouds. Got our beach, got the sand laid, our gate. I'm just gonna take my brush. I'm gonna take a small detail brush. And I'm gonna come in lightly. I'm gonna take that same tan we used and mix a little bit of blue in with it. Give it a different value. And then I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna lay down some birds. So I'm just gonna go up and then up again. So it's swoosh, swoosh. And I got my bird laid down. I'll put one more guy, give him a friend here. So we got our birds hovering now. Looks like it's been a long day. They are going in to retire. I'm gonna put a little sailboat in here. I'm gonna go back to my brown and mix it in with that tan we just had. So I'm going a little darker now. I'm gonna come in here. Let's see if I can bring the phone closer. Okay, so I'm gonna start a boat here. I have a small detail brush, okay? I'm just going across, okay? And I'm coming down. Just make like a little bowl, almost flat bowl, saucer. And now I'm gonna take my detail brush with white and I'm gonna come up here in the middle of the saucer. I'm gonna go down and then I'm gonna make a triangle pointing behind it. There's our sail.
That's still in, right?
And I'm gonna take a little bit more white and we're gonna come in and make a little bit of water trail under the saucer. The back of the boat. Smudge it in with your finger. See a little sailboat there. Now I'm gonna go back in, detail brush again, and I'm just gonna put that post in right next to that sail. There we go. And we got a nice little boat in there. Okay, so next week, if you want to, if I'm not sure what size canvas, if you're still on the 8x10s, that's totally fine. Either way, the size, whatever size canvas you have, you want to have it prepped. You want to paint it black, or even if you can get a black canvas, that would be great. But if not, that's totally fine. But just for next week, have your canvas already gessoed and painted black. We're going to be working on some flowers. I know we had a couple of folks that wanted to work on flowers.
Black, Aaron.
I'm not going to be here next week, unfortunately. That's why I wanted John, that's what John said, he'll put the recording up.
Okay.
So I'll try to do it on my own next week.
Okay, very good. Not a problem.
That's a good too.
Aaron, you pick up what question you're in the room?
So I'm just going in here and touching up some things now.
Aaron? Can you hear us?
So I want to take my fan brush here, and I'm gonna put in an indication of some grass down the bottom here.
Yeah.
So again, here's my fan brush. All right, I'm gonna wet it. Okay, I'm gonna load my tips with black. And I'm gonna go down to the bottom of the painting. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up very fast, do some indication of grass. So it's gonna just pop up like this. Maybe some little weeds or grass coming out the bottom of here. Before you get down to the beach, last patch of grass at the fence. And I'm just flinging up very lightly. I'm just pulling this black right up. Very light touch down here. Okay. Anyone have any questions about this? Everybody making out okay? We're just finishing up. Right now we're just doing some highlights.
Hi, Aaron. It's Susan. Yeah, I have just tell me again, the color for your little birds on this side. I know you said blue and something else. What was the other color?
Oh, I used the brown and the white and that we use for the sand, and then I
Yeah.
added a blue.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. And I am
Can you
going-
demonstrate, Aaron, the birds again, how to do the birds again? Please.
Sure, sure. You can pop one, couple more in there. So detail brush, pointed round brush.
Okay.
Very moist. We're gonna take the brown that we mixed for the sand, the brown and the white with a little bit of blue.
Mm-hmm.
Load that tip. If I could bring the phone closer. Hold on. One second.
First responders dealing with work-related trauma through substance use.
Can you see?
Yeah, yes.
So now I'm just gonna start, put my brush down very light on the canvas, and I'm just gonna come up.
Okay,
Same spot I started from, and then I come up again on the other side. Ooh,
okay.
Too much, I slipped.
Okay.
But yes, that is it. I'll do
Thank
another.
you.
You're welcome. I'll do one more over here. So come in real light, come up one side and up again on the other side. Yeah, I think I'm going to sign this now. Don't forget to sign your paintings. All right. Okay, another fun one in the books. I hope that was
That
good.
was fun. That
Was
was
it?
fun. Yes.
Okay, cool, very good, very good.
Thanks.
Like I said, we'll be doing flowers next week. I'm not the great, let me turn, sorry. I'm not the greatest flower painter, but and tell you what I know. All right.
Okay, and we're just
Yes.
doing a canvas and then painting it black.
And then painting it black. Yep, you want a solid black, possible.
Solid black. Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right.